Well, we're going to kick off Friday Randoms. We're going to bring that back because why not? It's that time of year.
I love random.
Yeah. Well, here's something that's random that can start it off. That Steph Curry photo you just sent me?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. There's a lot going on there.
So we've got a viral photo of Steph Curry who rolled his ankle last night, but they're saying, if you're wondering...
And this was from 2 games ago. This was the one where they beat...
They beat somebody.
They beat somebody good after losing by 50. They won by like 30.
Well, last night he got hurt, and if you're looking for an update on that, they say he's not going to be out that long.
No, negative MRI results.
So, it's Curry hits a big 3, and one of the photographers captured him practicing his golf swing right after the other team called a timeout, which is great in and of itself because he's a big golfer.
Loves it.
I love it watching people practice their golf swings.
Did you see Bo Nix did that this season after he did a little pooch punt? They had him out there on like a 4th and long, and then he kicked it, and he put it inside like the 5 or the 10, and he did a little chip shot.
Did he?
Yeah.
I love it. Women probably hate it whenever we're doing that. Like looking in the mirror with no club.
Well, people have been taking the Steph Curry and like cutting it out and putting it in other places, or around the house, at the grocery store. It's like men everywhere understand.
Yeah, totally. It's like you're announcing that you're a part of the club. When I see you doing that, I give you a wink. I'm like, hey, left arm's looking a little wingy there. I'm going to tuck that in. Anyway, behind Curry in this photo is a smoking hot with big jugs, and it's the part you've probably seen this going viral. It's so she's in the second row, and the dad of 2. I don't know how old are those boys.
They're probably like 10 or something.
8 to 10.
Yeah, I mean, right in that range.
They're sitting there with him.
Prepubescent.
Yeah, they're sitting there with him on the front row, and the kids are oblivious. They're just watching Curry.
Well, and they're looking at Dad, too. Like, what's Dad looking at?
But the dad is looking back right at these 2 giant basketballs staring him in the face because she's going crazy because Curry just hit that shot. It's a great photo, man. You got to look it up. That's good stuff. And I guess now, of course, internet has found out who the woman is.
It's like, who's the girl? Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess she's a call girl or something?
Yeah, the New York Post put out a piece that she's a $900 an hour escort.
Okay.
So
I have no. So when you add that little qualifier like $900 an hour, I have no I have no frame of reference for that.
Whether that's expensive or not.
Well, I would imagine that's expensive.
I would think so too.
But I don't really know that, and I don't know why they put that in there.
Yeah, why do you also, is that like for her to go to the basketball game with you, or for her to do stuff to you?
Now, was she working? She was with the John?
She tweeted, and we can find her Twitter
Maybe
account.
she was with that guy.
So she tweeted, I don't think she was with that guy. She might have been with a guy, though, because she tweeted something about it being the best date she's had in a while, or something like that.
Date.
So, was it a professional date?
Well, my.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, I'm not judging. Boy, those things. And that guy is great. That dad just turning around staring right at her. The 2 boys are like, what the hell? And Curry practicing his golf swing. You're right. A lot going on in that photo. Read an article on Kareem Abdul Jabbar today. And no, I don't mean Kareem.
Not Kareem. Cream.
Cream. They call him Cream, like as in the band. Like whipped cream. Kareem Abdul Jabbar. He's this 6'10", kind of chunky white guy for Indiana State. And he wears sports goggles, and he's good. And Indiana State is good, and you're going to see him and them take over March Madness. Well, actually, you're not. Caitlin Clark is probably going to take over March Madness. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you're going to hear all about him. A.K.A. Stephen Blurry.
I have not heard that one for him yet because of the specs.
Because of his specs, he can't see. Yeah. A.K.A. Larry Nerd.
All right, yeah. Well, that's even better because he's actually from Indiana State. So, follows the direct lineage. Yeah. That's great.
And I guess he has a repertoire of spin moves, pump fakes, and sky hooks. Like, he shoots the sky hook.
He has, old man YMCA game, for sure.
That is so great. There was a feature on him in the Wall Street Journal, and his dad was talking about his dad was his coach from a very young age. His dad was talking about it, and he's like, look, man, he's never been that athletic. He's had to figure out how to beat athletic guys. And he said his whole life was about fundamentals. You do the fundamentals right, you can beat the more athletic guy. So, Americans everywhere are going to fall in love with Kareem Abdul Jabbar. If they do anything in the tournament, watch out. And his goggles, they're great. I mean, they look kind of ill-fitting, but his dad said he kept breaking all of his expensive glasses, so his dad made him wear those goggles. They're like swim goggles.
Okay, well, I love a good origin story. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, saving $1 or $2,
Sure.
So he's probably, that, and it's probably the smartest move they ever made, putting him in those goggles, because NIL. That dude's going to cash in on that.
Oh, yeah. Put him in like Lens Crafters or something like that.
I mean, that's part of why or just gets us, I don't know, who makes like rec specs? Who makes sports goggles?
Is that still a thing? Or maybe he gets some Oakley money or something like that?
Right. But it's part of his look that makes him stand out. Smart. He'll get a bunch of NIL money. Another article that was in the Wall Street Journal today, which this blew my mind, and I don't know why, but it did. Did you know that Paul Giamatti, who may win Best Actor on Sunday, the Oscars are coming.
I watched that movie. I really liked it, The Holdovers.
Yeah, he's nominated for Best Actor for that film. Did you know that that's Bart Giamatti's son?
Who's Bart Giamatti? Should I know who that is?
He's the ex-Major League Baseball commissioner.
Oh.
Bart
okay,
Giamatti.
That's why I know that name.
You don't remember Bart Giamatti? He's the Pete Rose guy. He's the guy that banned Pete Rose.
That's right. Well, yeah, we read his name just the other day. I did not realize those two were related.
Dude, that's his kid.
Can't you see Giamatti playing the commissioner of baseball in an old-timey type movie? Like if it was like the 8 Men Out era, Giamatti would play commissioner.
Yeah, I could see it.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah, I guess Bart Giamatti was a big baseball fan, but he was more of I guess he was like an English professor or something. I don't know. He was more of an academic type. And they were also big into theater. That's why Paul, became an actor. But, Bart Giamatti's son is Paul Giamatti. Had no idea. I'm guessing most people in the audience are like, yeah, Rob, duh. I had no idea.
No, I had no idea either.
And they have this. I mean, there's not a lot of Giamattis out there, but damn, never thought about it. And also in Friday Randoms, I have to tell you about Nurse Nice. She doesn't often comment about sports, but every once in a while she will. And when she does, pay attention because she's passionate about it.
I'm excited about this.
Well, I was watching the NBA the other day, and she was sitting next to me and reading or whatever, but she always... Does your wife do this where she listens and reads at the same time, or watches a show and reads at the same time?
Not really. And no, if she wants to do that, she'll go in the other room where it's quiet. She doesn't want to hear my garbage going on.
See, my wife will pretend... Well, first of all, she will always defer to me on the remote, which is very sexist, gender role-y in my house. She's always like, "Oh, you can watch whatever." I'm like, "Wait, you're not watching anything?" She's like, "No, I'm reading." I'm like, "Well, yeah, but when you read, you also watch." "No, I'm not watching anything." Okay, so then I start watching something, and then while she's reading, she's commenting on what I'm watching. I'm like, "Wait, you are watching." She can do two things. It's just...
It's like you're keeping an ear out for. Yeah. But to me, it ruins both things.
Yeah, right.
So I don't do that, and my wife doesn't prefer it either.
Well, it's like when you're scrolling through your phone and you're kind of watching TV. You got something on the back. She's got that. Well, anyway, she was watching, and she was like, "Oh my God!" I forget what game I was watching. I think it was Dallas playing. Who just beat Dallas? Sixers the other day.
Okay.
And she was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "What?" She goes, "How old is that guy?" You know who she was talking about?
Embiid?
Hubie Brown.
Oh, yeah. He kind of looks like death.
She was like, "Oh my God."
He's got a very skeleton, at the risk of sounding awful, he has a corpsey thing going on.
Dude.
He just looks old as hell.
She goes, "How old is that guy? He sounds so old." And then she saw him. She was like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, he's probably..." I know he is old. You're right.
She's not wrong.
He's probably 84. Do you know how old Hubie Brown is, dude?
Is he 90?
He's 90.
Oh, my God. That was just a shot in the dark. Man.
He's 90, and he's calling games. And quite frankly, he's actually pretty good.
He's pretty good.
He sounds like an old man, but he's got his wits about him. He's not.
Yeah, it's not as bad as you would hear like from a Lee Corso or other people who have lost it too early or too late.
So would he be the oldest active sportsman?
Would have to be,
and perhaps the oldest active sportsman ever. Now I'm talking about anybody that's active in sports.
Well, there have to be some. Do we think there have been golfers who have teed it up past 90?
In profession, well, okay.
Senior golfers?
You're saying just out on...
No. I mean, but here's the thing. An athletic achievement...
Not professionally.
But you're also calling him a sportsman where he's just talking into a microphone.
Yeah, but
Could you do this when you're 90?
He's in professional sports.
No, I know he's in professional sports, but he's not playing sports.
Right.
It's still impressive that it's old, but it's not like old and... It's not like, playing golf at 90.
Okay, but you get what I'm saying. You call it whatever you want. Who is the oldest person...
Working in sports?
Working in sports. It's got to be Hubie Brown.
Probably is.
It's got to be. And he might have the all-time record. Is there like a 103-year-old agent somewhere?
There's probably like a statistician for some, who like sits there at the scorer's table.
Yeah. But that's probably pretty hard when you're 90.
Yeah.
So anyway, my wife is just floored that Hubie Brown is actually calling games.
And
I'm
rightfully
like, babe,
so.
I know. I'm like, why would you be working at 90? Well, he obviously wants to do it, which, okay. And he doesn't sound bad, but...
The comments on YouTube say the name you're looking for is Joe Biden.
Well, he's what, 80...
88, I think?
No.
No.
Biden's not 88. He's like 81. He's like 10... He needs 10 more years to beat Hubie Brown. This is what I'm saying. Like, we kind of lump all the olds...
81, you're right.
We lump all the olds together. And we shouldn't. 90 is different. I mean, I just read a story the other day that Dick Vitale wants to come back. Did you read that?
I did not.
Dick Vitale had throat cancer, and he's had it multiple times, and he just had surgery. Throat! He speaks for a living. He's had throat cancer, and he wants to do another game. He's 84.
Dang, Vin Scully got close, 88.
Yeah, he came to mind, but yeah, no, he didn't make it to 90.
Not 90.
That's good, though. Jerry Jones is old, but he's not 90. I bet you if Jerry holds on, he might get to 90 because isn't he like in charge of everything still over there in Dallas?
Yeah, I mean, basically,
he's the owner.
Yeah. I mean, he's still calling many a shot.
But I think he's like GM too.
I'm looking for other lists here, or looking through lists to find.
Dude, it's unbelievable. He still sounds as good as he does at 90, Hubie. But I tell you what, Nurse Nice, she ain't having it.
She wants to put out to pasture?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, she doesn't want him on there.
Get him out of here. Get him a pudding cup.
Get him out of here. Wait till I show her Lee Corso.
Oh, it's like I get sad about Lee Corso.
Don't get sad about Lee Corso. He had a stroke. It's not his fault.
Well, I feel, yeah, it's weird. It's like seeing an animal, its quality of life is suffering, but doesn't realize it. I don't know. It's not good.
All right.